World War I, also known as the Great War, was one of the deadliest and most transformative conflicts in human history. From 1914 to 1918, over 30 nations participated in a global battle that left more than 16 million people dead, and millions more wounded, physically and emotionally. Visual. Map of Europe in 1914, zoom into Sarajevo. Narrator. The spark came on June 28, 1914, when Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated in Sarajevo by a Serbian nationalist. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia and declared war. But what should have been a small regional conflict exploded into a world war, thanks to a tangled web of alliances. Soon, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire, the Central Powers, were at war with the Allied powers, including Britain, France, Russia, and later Italy and the United States. What followed was a nightmare: trench warfare, machine guns, poison gas, and unimaginable suffering. Imagine living for months in muddy, rat-infested trenches. Rain, cold, disease, and constant shelling were part of daily life. The Western Front, stretching from Belgium to Switzerland, became a brutal stalemate. Soldiers died by the thousands, for just inches of land. World War I introduced modern, industrial warfare. Tanks first appeared in 1916. Chemical weapons, like chlorine and mustard gas, caused slow and painful deaths. Airplanes and U-boats added a terrifying new dimension to combat. This wasn't just a war between armies. Civilians suffered, too, through starvation, bombings, and displacement. In 1917, two events changed everything. First, the Russian Revolution pulled Russia out of the war. Second, the United States joined on the side of the Allies after German submarines sank civilian ships, including the Lusitania. With fresh American troops and supplies, the balance began to shift. By late 1918, Germany and its allies were exhausted. Facing rebellion at home and defeat on the battlefield, Germany signed an armistice on November 11, 1918. After 4 brutal years, the fighting stopped. But peace would prove difficult. In 1919, the Treaty of Versailles formally ended the war, but also laid the groundwork for the next one. Germany was blamed, heavily punished, and humiliated. Many historians believe these harsh terms fueled the rise of Adolf Hitler and led to World War II just 20 years later. World War I changed the world forever. Old empires, Ottoman, Austro-Hungarian, Russian, collapsed. New nations were born. The League of Nations was formed in hopes of preventing future wars. But peace was fragile. The psychological wounds ran deep. Soldiers suffered from what we now call PTSD, then known simply as shell shock. More than a century later, the echoes of World War I are still with us. It redefined global politics, borders, and warfare. It taught humanity lessons about the cost of nationalism, unchecked militarism, and blind alliances, lessons we cannot afford to forget. World War I, also known as the Great War, was one of the deadliest and most transformative conflicts in human history. From 1914 to 1918, over 30 nations participated in a global battle that left more than 16 million people dead, and millions more wounded, physically and emotionally.